Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Qadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, shalom to my Yahakim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawak with no lesson. Today's lesson, I don't know why, no. Slock, let me correct myself. I believe this is definitely the spirit. The Lord guided me to watching this video. I sat through this. It says 27 minutes, but I put on 2 times speed because I'm not watching this normal speed. So it's basically less than 15 minutes for me. And I skipped the music, so less than that. But basically, what happened was I saw this video. And this whole thing with Deacon, I'm not gonna lie, I think it is, I'm not laughing at her, but I do think that it is funny that someone that was so patient, and Slocky, that's the thing about me, I always see this type of shit. Someone that is so patient when he had those devils insulting him, saying all this shit to him and whatever. And just when he's in these debates and stuff like that, he's so patient with them. Because me personally, when I was watching his debates way back when I was watching those, I was like, bro, I would not be patient. This is why, for me personally, I would never do this type of stuff. But then I'm over here watching him being so patient. But at the same time, I will say that sometimes it's a lot easier to get mad when you're talking to people that you actually do care about, or you have actual genuine expectations for, compared to someone that you don't care about, or someone that's just some worthless background noise. All right, so naturally it would be easier to get mad when you're talking to people that you have expectations for and you care about. But still, ultimately, it is still something that I saw this video. I heard all that she said, and I'm not going to just take what she says at face value. I'm taking it. I understand. I'm hearing all this stuff. She played one sound clip from him, which I barely heard. I don't really know. And then apparently a lot of what he said, he kind of admitted to some of it, maybe not everything, but some of the stuff. And I'm not even saying this to defend her or one or the other. I don't even like Deacon Haka or Deacon Genesis. Again, I don't know what he goes by now, but again, I don't care about either of them in particular. Whatever the Lord decides, the Lord's going to decide. But in terms of me and making this lesson, I feel like the main thing to kind of go into is the fact that this is a perfect example. Let me get this. This is a perfect example of please let me remember. Expedience. All. And I forgot the other precept I was gonna get. Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, so here, Jude chapter 1 verse 16, these are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage. 2 Peter 3 verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. And Jude 1:18, how that they told you there should be mockers in the last time who should walk after their own lusts. Okay. Romans chapter 1 verse 24, Slakia, all these are applicable. Romans chapter 1 verse 24, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 3, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap themselves teachers having itching ears. So basically, I don't know if you're gonna watch this. I'm not gonna link this in this video in the description. But basically, what's going on here is that he basically, being in the position that he's in, he used his position of power to basically say, hey everyone, look at me, I'm this great teacher or whatever and stuff like that. Come with me and I will teach you of this, that, and the third, teach you of everything or whatever. And apparently, again, this is not confirmed. This is hearsay from one person, all right, from just her. She basically said that he had 4 wives, or I think she's the 4th wife to have left him, and he still has multiple wives that he's dealing with, which again, like, this is some wild stuff that he is getting to himself all these wives, and that's the lust that he's going after. He's using his position to, just accumulate a bunch of different women for his pleasures and for his lusts and stuff like that, which again, like, that's insane to be spending his time on this and having all these kids, and then just allegedly, again, I'm going to say allegedly, I'm not going to say definitively, but allegedly just not even taking care of them, spending time with them it's like he's considering this world right now, this Esau's kingdom, to be his heaven, rather than focusing entirely or more so on actually getting the real kingdom of YAHAWASHI, which again, like, this is so sad for the children, especially. Okay, I don't know how many kids he has. She said 7, but okay, sure, I guess. But I don't know how many that is total, but whatever. The main thing is that he basically, is doing all this stuff, getting himself all these wives for, just that, making his life easier, apparently, allegedly, more specifically, not apparently, allegedly, all right, rather than actually doing stuff for the thing, which, the main reason why I'm doing this is not necessarily to criticize, but it's more so to give you an examination on the type of mindset that we're supposed to be in this kingdom, where he's allowed to have his multiple wives, he's allowed to do all that stuff, but is that the best thing right now? All right, which, let's get that over here. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 12, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Which, like, yeah, it's okay for you to have multiple wives, it's lawful, but is that the best thing right now? Is that the best thing in the moment? Is that the best thing that will help you make the best lessons or whatever the frick in terms of pleasing YAHAWASHI, or is that going to end up being an issue? Which, lo and behold, look at what it ended up. What was the end result of it? He ended up deciding to step down, and now what? He's not going to do lessons anymore. He's not going to teach. He's not going to preach anymore. He's just done with that right now. Or the shame has made him say, okay, I'm good. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to, participate in this. Like, this thing is over. This part of my life is over, and I'm just going to focus on this and whatnot. Well, it's just like, again, like, what are we doing for YAHAWASHI? Are we more focused on what we can gain in this life, what we can gain in this world, or are we more focused on fulfilling our obligations to YAHAWASHI? All right. Now, the next thing, Exodus chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And this is another thing where being married to multiple women comes with a responsibility of making sure that everyone or all of them, Slakia, are taken care of. You're not supposed to just leave them. And again, as I said before, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient, and sometimes that's going to get in the way of our obligations with YAHAWASHI. Hence, the main thing of, okay, we're going to be doing, or what does YAHAWASHI need from me? I need to teach, I need to do this, I need to preach, and and stuff like that. But having multiple obligations to multiple women is going to impede my progress or impede my time in terms of that. Hence why, let me get this, First Corinthians chapter, and I'm going to be in First Corinthians a lot. First Corinthians chapter 7 verse 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. Basically, if you are unmarried, it is preferable. It's not a law, but it is preferable that you avoid getting married. It's better that you just stay alone, because let me see the thing, because again, it is what's the word, Buck? It's it gives you more time, rather than fostering that connection, that relationship with someone else. It gives you more time to focus on YAHAWASHI rather than someone else. All right. Next, in the same chapter, verse 28. But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned, and if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. And the main thing here is that marrying is not an issue. Marrying is not a sin. Marrying is not a commandment that you have to stay single, you have to stay this or whatever. It's again, as I said before, as we read before, it is preferable that you do not marry. It's preferable that you stay alone. But of course, it comes into the matter of it's preferable that you stay alone, but it's not a sin. But the thing that's trying to be illustrated, the thing that's trying to be said, is that while it's preferable to be alone, or it's like while you are allowed to be married, while you're allowed to get married, there are benefits to staying single, which it is a lot easier for you to work on your relationship with YAHAWASHI rather than saying, okay, well, this person, my husband, my wife, my whatever, needs to do this and a third, or they need me to do this, and this gets in the way of me studying scriptures, gets in the way of me doing this and a third, or whatever, stuff like that. All right. Hence why, again, the advice of staying single if you are a widow or unmarried altogether. All right. First Corinthians chapter 7 verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. And again, like, you can't be seeking to abuse the world. Like, I see what's the word? I see a golden egg. If you understand the reference, like, that's not the reference. The metaphor. The metaphor of golden egg is like, you see a golden egg, and you want to exploit it to the best of your ability, and as a result of that, that's where you need to have the self-control to stop and say, okay, I got a good golden egg, let me slow things down, let me not just go force this damn chicken to keep on laying eggs like it's a freaking factory. It's a living being, so I'm gonna treat it as such rather than making it force out multiple eggs, which might end up killing it and whatnot. So yeah, that's basically what we have to remember and to be careful of, where yes, there are certain things that we may have the opportunity to do or to use, but that doesn't mean for us to go at the go, because that's what Esau does, actually, as a matter of fact. Speaking of which, that does remind me where with Esau, he has, I think it's greenhouses for all year round, where they are constantly tilling the land and getting vegetables all year round, rather than leaving it to, okay, let the land rest sometimes, or during this season, stuff like that. But no, instead of just, or it's this year, keep on going, artificial lighting, so we can keep on having the stuff grow and stuff like that. And like, no, it's there's no rest. It's just working year round, where the Lord, he made time of rest, not for things to just go on 24/7. All right. So with that, praise system was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Shem YAHAWASHI, Shem Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, about Shalom.